Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here. We are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Wednesday, December 7th slate of NBA action, man. I'm super excited to dive back into it. We did only have a 3-game slate on as of yesterday. Well, today we've got a much bigger one. So, I'm super excited to dive into it, but before we did, I did just want to go ahead and say we are still currently on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. And thank you guys so much for giving me such a small channel, such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute world to me, so much more than you guys will ever know. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into a quick recap. But before we do, and boom, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we are here with the sunnies on, with the shades on. And if you guys are new around here and you guys have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, it means we ended up getting a clean sweep on as of yesterday. Now, we'll talk about it. There was definitely a point in time that I wasn't, happy with my win, but it ended up working out overall. But we'll go ahead and dive into it. So as of yesterday, we did end up having Anthony Davis at under 12.5 rebounds versus the Cavs at minus 120. This was my kill shot play of the day. This one was just very tough because, as I'm sure all of you guys saw, Anthony Davis ends up going out very early in this game with flu-like symptoms. I have no clue really what that entails, but Anthony Davis did go out with flu-like symptoms, so he didn't play any of the second through the fourth quarter, so he finishes with just 3 rebounds. At the end of the day, it worked, but it wasn't one that I was super proud of. I want to be able to win a bet because I made the right read, but it is what it is. Then we did end up having our added play. We ended up adding Isaiah Stewart over 7.5 rebounds versus Miami at minus 115. I think he grabs 11 rebounds, so it wasn't even close. You could have sprinkled on a little double-double at a crazy little plus value, and that one would have hit as well. So that one ended up working out for us. And even our consensus play. Our consensus has moved to 4 straight winning days. That's absolutely wild. Our consensus has been really, really good here as of recently. So if you guys are going to tail one pick, that might be the one to do it. So we have been really good. 4 straight winners. Hopefully we can go ahead and push that to 5. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's plays. We've had 2 sweeps on the week. We had one on Sunday, and then we did have one as of Tuesday. So hopefully we can make another one. That'd be sweet. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. So for our King's Kill Shot play of the day, we're going Zach LaVine. We're taking his under 22.5 points here versus Washington at minus 110 odds. Now, I know that this line, it did go from 21.5 up to 22.5, and the reason being, he's coming off of his season high. He dropped 41 points versus Sacramento their last time out, and he was very, very good. There's no doubting that. However, the matchup that he had versus Sacramento was great. Sacramento plays at the fastest pace in the entire NBA, leading to a lot of shots, leading to a lot of points overall, and the 9th most points per game to opposing shooting guards. So, not only were they the fastest paced team in general, but they also gave up the 9th most points per game. So, between those two things, it really was a tremendous matchup here for Zach LaVine, and I don't think that's going to be the same here versus Washington, because Washington, they allow the 12th fewest points per game to opposing teams. So they're just outside the top 10 when it comes to defenses in general. And Washington, they're 13th in pace. So they're kind of in that middle tier, which is a huge slowdown spot from Sacramento, who's one of the fastest paced teams in the entire NBA. Also, Zach LaVine is 6-4 to the under this year at home. So he's played, 10 games at home this year, and he is 6-4 to the under. And 2 of the games that he did go over, he finished right on the hook, right at 23. So I do think that there's so many ways that he could go under. We all know Zach LaVine is a very heavy reliant 3-point shooter. He can do a little bit of everything, but he loves to shoot the 3-ball. So if that's not falling, there's a good chance that DeMar starts to take over and could lead to a Zach LaVine under. Also, in the last 7 games, Washington, they do allow the 3rd fewest points per game to opposing shooting guards. They have been one of the best defenses in all of basketball to that shooting guard position in the last 7 games. And so, it's a tough matchup here for Zach LaVine. And I love Zach LaVine. He's on my favorite team. He's my favorite player in the entire NBA. But this is a tough matchup here for you, buddy. Only a 222.5 over under. Definitely not a great look. So that is going to be our Kings kill shot play of the day. Zach LaVine under 22.5 points here versus Washington at minus 110 odds. Now for our second play of the day, we're going to be taking Drew Holiday over 6.5 assists here versus the Kings at minus 130 odds. Now, I like this for a couple different reasons. The main one is going to be Drew Holiday's been really good at facilitating the basketball here recently. Ever since he did come back from that little hiatus where he did sit out, he has hit this over in 2 straight games. Why? And I think he can make it through because in the last 7 games, he is going against the Kings, which we did just talk about quite a bit when we were talking about the Zach LaVine when he dropped 41. But in the last 7 games, the Kings have allowed the 7th most assists per game to opposing point guards. So they've given up a ton of assists to that point guard position, not necessarily as many points, but they've given up a lot of assists. In Sacramento, they do allow the 9th most points per game to opposing teams in general. So they give up, they're in top 10 when it comes to points allowed. They give up a ton of points, and Sacramento is 6th in pace on the year. First in the NBA in their last 3 games. Should be a very fast-paced game, and I think Giannis is going to absolutely eat. So if you did want to go ahead and take any of the Giannis props, go for it. I wanted to take it, but the line just seemed a little bit sketchy to me because Giannis has hit it in like 7 straight games. So why did the line end up dropping down to 30.5? I really just don't know. So that's the reason I went with Drew Holiday over an assist. I think it's a very, very good look. So hopefully Drew Holiday can go ahead and get it done here for us on the facilitating side of things. So that's going to be our second play of the day. Drew Holiday over 6.5 assists here versus the Kings at minus 130 odds. Now for our third and final play of the day, we're going to be taking Julius Randle under 25.5 points plus assists here versus the Hawks at minus 110 odds. Now, this is a pretty tough matchup here for Mr. Julius Randle because in the last 7 games, the Hawks allow the 5th fewest points per game to opposing power forwards and the 6th fewest assists per game to opposing power forwards. So they've been really good at guarding that power forward position. John Collins, despite all of the controversy that has kind of been going on around him, he has been doing a really good job at defending that power forward position. And in the last 3 games, Atlanta is 13th in points allowed. So they are actually kind of in the middle tier when it comes to points allowed, but they're very streaky. And I think that this is a game that they can definitely lock in. Atlanta is also 12th in defensive efficiency, so they are just a little bit above average when it comes to defensive efficiency as well. Could lead to a night where they end up locking everything up. And Randle, he loves to shoot the 3 ball. He is averaging 6.5 3-pointers attempted per game. And the Hawks, they allow the 3rd fewest points per game from 3 over the course of the season. So Julius Randle shoots a ton of 3s, and the Hawks, they're saying, no, absolutely not. We're not going to let you do that. So I think that it's a pretty good spot. And in the last 3, Atlanta is 19th in pace, which originally for the whole season they are at 10th. So dropping down almost a full 10 spots. That does say a lot for me, and he's exactly 6-6 to this line in home games and exactly 12-12 on the year. So I think that this is literally a coin flip, but it's a tough matchup here for Mr. Randle, so I do think it's a pretty good spot to target for our third and final play of the day. Julius Randle under 25.5 points plus assists at minus 110 odds. Now, we do also have our consensus play, of course, but before I dive into that, I did just want to go ahead and say that that more than likely I will be adding a play. I don't feel comfortable just leaving it right at 3, so I do want to add at least one more play. So if you guys do want that play, make sure you guys do follow my Twitter, and make sure you guys do check out the pinned comment section. At some point before the game start, it will be posted there if I end up having one. But let's go ahead and dive into our consensus play of the day. We are going to be doing the Kings and the Bucks game. The Bucks are going to be at home, and they are going to be 6.5-point favorites. So from left to right, we do have Brady. Brady is going to be taking the Bucks. Mitch is going to be taking the Bucks as well. Ryan is also going to be taking the Bucks. Seth is going on a limb here. He's taking the Kings, and I am also taking the Bucks. So we do have 4 cappers to 1 here on the Bucks minus 6.5. So that is going to be our consensus play of the day. Bucks minus 6.5 here. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. We've been on an absolute hot streak, so make sure you guys do check out my action too. My action has every single official play, so make sure you guys do check that out. And you guys can go ahead and hit me with a follow. You guys can see every single bet that I do post. But that is going to do it for me. This is King Sander signing out. Peace.